Hey, my friends, how y'all doing? I'm going to get a couple of disclaimers going before I go too far. Disclaimer number one, I am not a psychiatrist. Even though I talk about a lot of psychological behaviors, I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not trying to diagnose anyone. Two, I am not a pastor. Even though I talk about God in the spiritual world, I am not a pastor. I'm not trying to lead anybody. I'm not trying to get anybody to follow me. Okay? And three, I have lived on this planet Earth too long to live in BS. Okay? That's who I am. I'm Manziel. I'm just a common man. I have gotten up and participated in this country for almost 72 years. Yeah, been around a minute. I seen the dog walk across the street. I seen the dog go around the corner. And I saw it when the kid kicked the dog. I seen it all. Okay? I was sitting down with some friends the other day, and we were having this little conversation. And it came out that this person wanted to claim somebody else as a narcissist. And, based on their story, I could almost go along with them. But the more I heard what they were saying, the more I began to realize, you're not talking about just a narcissist. You're talking about a narcissist psychopath. That's what you're talking about. Well, what does this have to do with anything that might concern you? Well, I can tell you today that when I read these descriptions down about what a narcissist psychopath is, you might recognize that you have a very close relationship with the narcissist psychopath. A narcissist psychopath is an individual or organization, if you will, that have absolutely no empathy. They have absolutely no remorse about doing whatever they do, be it poisoning the underground water system or taking away food from innocent children. They have a sense of entitlement. They're entitled to do everything that they choose, even though they'll limit what you are allowed to do. Because for them, other people, you and me, we just simply exist as tools for them to get what they want. They have this sense of grandiose kind of feeling about who they are. The world wouldn't be nothing without them. And I beg to differ because the world was existing before they got here. Like my daddy told me one time, he said, boy, ain't nothing new under the sun except you. And I had to live with that one. A narcissist psychopath will always, always manipulate an individual. I don't care how close you are to them, how friendly you are to them. They'll deceive you because that's what they do. They're after something and you're just a tool in the path of getting it. They'll exploit you and anybody else they come in contact with. You see, a narcissist psychopath has an enormous obsession with control. They want to control everything. They want to control what you see, what you hear, what you eat, and where you go, and all of the other things that come with that. They want to control it all. You see, you have absolutely no control. They want to blame others when things go wrong. They have a list of people that they're going to blame because for them to be held accountable, why, that is just unheard of. You see, a narcissist psychopath, when you bring out the things that are wrong with them and you put it in their face, I'm talking about facts. I'm not talking about your opinions. I'm talking about facts. It's like you have annihilated who they are within. It's as if you have destroyed them. And their response, even though your criticism may have been intended to be the kind of criticism to help someone improve constructively, that they will attack you because you have just pulled the sheet from over them. Kind of like the gentleman in the Wizard of Oz hiding behind the curtain. When you brought him out, what did you find? Just an average, everyday guy who happened to find a scheme that other people fell for. You see, a narcissistic psychopath, if they can't have control, they'd rather burn the whole thing down. I'm talking about burn you, burn your brother, burn your sister, burn your mom. They'll burn themselves so that nobody else can say they were wrong. Because in their mind, they're imagining themselves going down in some grand, epic adventure where they were the one who was sacrificed for for the all, for the many. They were the one. Whew. It's a bunch of BS. But as I sat around looking at things, I see that's kind of where we have found ourselves. And I looked in the Bible for examples because this kind of individual didn't just pop up. Because a lot of people go, "Ooh, I didn't know so and so was going to do that." Well, if you were a Christian and you were reading your book, not just skimming over it, you would have recognized this behavior long before our current situation. Because, I'm understanding that I believe it was Pharaoh kind of showed it first. Many times we're told what would happen negatively, that would happen, that would impact him negatively. But rather than give in, did everything in his power to go against what was being asked of him. And then there was even, who was it? I think it was King Saul. King Saul even started this where his jealousy for David made him paranoid, made him think David was trying to take something from him. And he kind of exhibited this sense of rage, okay? And he had this obsession with his status. And it was not just men who were narcissist, psychopath, there were women too. Jezebel is one that pops in my mind. Everybody, if you say the name Jezebel, they may not know the story of Jezebel, but they automatically associate Jezebel with a woman who was manipulative, cruel, lack of remorse, and had a very, very serious hunger for control. You see, you're starting to get this, you're starting to hear what's happening. This behavior keeps showing up. And it didn't end in the Old Testament, it came into the New Testament, I'm saying to you. Okay, when Herod went out and killed all them babies because he heard there was another king that was born, I'm talking about Jesus. Okay, that was a man who was afraid of losing control. He thought all of a sudden somebody was going to come and replace him. And their response was always wrapped in a clothing called rage. Rage. Just want to tear everything down. Don't care. Don't care what happened to anybody else. So here we stand. And we're looking around trying to figure out what's going on with our government. And I'm asking, if this truly a Christian nation, be honest, how many narcissistic psychopaths do you see? Okay? I'm just saying, do you see them? Because if you can see them, it's kind of like a man told me one day, once the blind can see, darkness loses its power. And that's the thing about the narcissistic psychopath that scares them the most. They said you will see truly that they're just another person, no special power. What they have done is manipulated these monkeys to run around and do their will. And it makes them look powerful. But what the monkey don't know is this. If the monkey stopped monkeying around with the psychopath loses his power. The psychopath can't damage you. But the monkey being the monkey, well, what are you going to do? Sprout some wings and fly? I guess that's the way it is. Anyway, I'm just a common man standing around looking at what I figure are common things, but I'm paying attention to some behaviors that are starting to make me, in my young 70s, look at people and I go, I wonder what's going on with that person, because I'm just about to lose my mind.